Okay. Okay, we bought the paint. We got the paint. Here's the paintbrush. Pay me my money, okay, bro? I'm dead serious. Otherwise, I'm going to fuck up your mural. Okay? Umar, red, black, and green. I got the paint. I got the paint. All right? Pay Don, see the brush? Perfect brush word. Pay Don his money. And then this brush right here is going to black out the face. So this is going to be my brush. Now look, see, look at me. This is going to be the brush that I black out the face on you.
Umar Johnson owes me money for unpaid wages for being at the school. He didn't pay me. I had to take him to court. He still didn't pay me. It's been over 4 years of fighting, trying to get my money. And he's been running around, fronting as if he's Black Power. So I'm here to collect. The time is now, and it's time to collect. If you don't know, get the cash app. Icy Don 167. That's $ Icy Don 167. Hit the cash app, right? $ Icy Don 167. 167. ICDON 167.
Shout out to the Goonie Goons. Shout out to the Goonie Goons.
I am a representative of Team Infants and Tuesdays for Principal Mr. Dr. Umar Johnson. That's right. My name is Big Squabble, and I'm a representative of the Central Illinois team of the Goonie Goon Goons. We doing this. Team Infant and Tuesdays.
Looking forward to seeing all my brothers who ride with me, my Goonie Goons who ride with me from Chi. The brothers in Chi ride hard. They hit me up. They say, Doc, if you have any problem, call this number. We not playing. You understand? We will do time for you. We will die for you. If you ever have a problem when you come to the city, you hit me up. So I got like 50 goons.
Well, I ain't worried about why Mr. Principal Dr. Umar Johnson ain't made his school yet. He got to teach, teachers teaching. You know how hard it is to teach teachers teaching? So they can go out and teach? Nigga making bricks like bricks, not cocaine brick bricks. I don't even know, sand, dirt, and the other stuff that go on the brick, and you make it. He gotta make bricks, then he gotta teach teacher teaching. Y'all hating on the man who the foremost voice for black folks everywhere where people live at. We ain't going for that shit, man.
All the way up. And it's all the way up.
Yeah, I see it.
And if you see, there's no.
That passed away from working in here.
Hey.
Yeah.
And if you see, there's no gutter, so that's not water running down the side of the building.
Wow.
What is that? Mold?
Yes.
Is that
Mold.
a stream of black mold?
Yes.
Mold.
Yes.
And here we are in 2025. Here we are. And as you can see on your screen right here, we have Umar Johnson. And I think this is what can be defined as a propaganda page on Instagram, nonetheless. Social media has done a lot of damage to people. And one thing it has done is promoted people who shouldn't be promoted. Give credibility to those who don't deserve credibility. And within that bunch, we have Umar Johnson. You know, the FDMG CEO. He puts that he's the CEO of a non-functioning business, a non-functioning organization, which doesn't do anything but siphon money from a black community via scam. Citizen of Ghanaian, that was pretty much given to you. Certified school psychologist, doctor, that's very questionable. But as you scroll down here, you can see one of what I define as the biggest propaganda I have ever seen in my entire life. I mean, this guy is just on this, he's on here just self-aggrandizing himself. Save our school, Earth Day donations, PayPal, FDMG. I thought the PayPal was closed. All this, and it looks like, in my opinion, that he's texting himself a lot of this stuff. Now, there's one I want to get to right here. I really want to get to. I want to read this right here. You see, he puts kinsman to Frederick Douglass line, whatever. A bunch of nonsense over here. But this propaganda goes deep with Umar Johnson. I mean, just look at this one right here. I'm going to start right here. It says, watching you build FDMG Academy, even though the highs and the lows was truly inspiring. Watching him build FDMG Academy. So apparently he has his people out here in full force on the internet, or himself, putting out this propaganda. But there's actually people that support this. There's actually people that might actually show up to that march in Wilmington, Delaware. And I want to play for you one video right here of one of the ding-dongs who is being fed this propaganda by Umar Johnson. And everything he says in here is very contradictory to the facts that we know. So what this guy is saying and what is known to be true is apparently an abyss to this guy, because we already know that Umar Johnson was offered help, many people. We already know he had the money. What did he spend the money on? No financial transparency. The only financial transparency that you get are the tax documents.
I started that video the other day. Now I'm about to finish it. Every single day, without fail, I see a Dr. Umar hit piece. I'm not saying Dr. Umar is the perfect man, but there is no bigger Black American, Black people advocate on the internet than Dr. Umar. And every day when I see these random ass people who, what are you doing? What are you doing for Black folk? They always just come on here. Dr. Umar's going broke. Where's the school at? Nigga, did you throw $1? Did you throw $5? Like, who are these people just coming out of nowhere? You COINTELPRO agents. You fucking COINTELPRO agents. Like, y'all hop on here. Y'all attack Dr. Umar. Dr. Umar going broke.
So as you just heard from him right there, some people just haven't learned or educated themselves before speaking about the issue. Well, at least I guess Umar Johnson has some supporters that might show up to that little march that he's having for the unpaid bills. But claiming that Umar Johnson needs help, that he lacks community support, or Umar Johnson is just doing his best, in my opinion, that's just imagination land. That's imagination talk. The truth is, family, the money gone. It's gone through embezzlements. It's gone through vacations, hotels, motels, rental cars. As you see on the side of the screen where this guy is talking, this is a list of places Umar Johnson is going. Look, 19th anniversary, Nat Turner, A21. 8 days later, Hurricane Katrina. Why is he going there? Then you got Mississippi, I believe that's Mississippi, on the 30th. So 1 day later, he's going down there. 1 day later, he's going to Alabama. Then he's going to be in California on the 6th. Then what? 7 days later, he's going to be at the KJLH Men's Conference. So okay, let me just stop. How is he reporting to the IRS that he works 60 hours per week at Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey nonprofit that doesn't do anything? So he's collecting money while he's out on the road, and I'm pretty sure that money's getting spent. But luckily, I heard the bank accounts are frozen, so let's hope it stays frozen. But I just want you guys to see this. How is he building a school, and this is what he's doing? Just think about that. If you're a supporter, I want you to really think about that. Don't look at us and say anything. Look at what his schedule is and why the school is taking what he's supposed to open up in 2013, when 2025. Just think about that. But in Umar's response, while he's sweating in a rental car, by the way, Umar Johnson is always in a rental car. Have anybody else noticed that? Like, I was doing research on him, and I'm looking back at videos from 2019. And he's sitting in a rental car. I mean, it probably goes longer than that. So I'm pretty sure he's a gold member with some white-owned rental car place. I had to say that because, Mr. Pro Black over here. I mean, he never bragged about being a, gold member with a black, rental car place. I'm just throwing it out there. Who is he renting these cars from? Just asking, because he goes state to state, country to country. Just asking. Okay, anyways, Umar wants to march. That's the solution. Umar threatened to march on what? First, he threatened to march on Washington over the child support stuff. And now he's threatening to march on Delaware. And that doesn't even include the fact that he's been threatening people with lawyers, which I haven't heard anything about the lawyers lately.
The daddies. Oh, yes. Get your boots on, black man. We marching. We are marching against the Department of Health and Human Services. We marching on Congressional Black Caucus. Enough is enough. Y'all can thank Mama Smurf and Baby Smurf for Mama Smurf and Baby Smurf. I want to say thank you. Thank you for waking up a giant. I got more than enough supporters, but I want everybody to know that there might be a protest soon. We need you to come in from Africa, from Europe, from Australia, from Canada. They're coming from all the 50 states and show the city of Wilmington, Delaware. You will not disrespect Black people. You will not sabotage Black people. You will not discriminate against Black people. And you will not try to steal property from Black people.
By the way, we're marching because he pays what? Minimum wage for his child support? Like I said before, it's like what, $3,000 a year? And we're also marching because he's an unemployed Pookie who can't even pay the bills for a nonprofit. Even though he's receiving money to pay the bills are overdue. The bill should have been paid. According to the tax paperwork, he had enough money that he should have been caught up to this year. So, I mean, has anybody thought about that? Has anybody actually thought about that? Umar is an unemployed Pookie who doesn't pay his bills and he's also upset because he has to pay minimum wage for his child support. And he doesn't want to pay child support. He doesn't want to pay his bills. So now we need to go in March. I mean, take a second just to think about that. What Umar Johnson is calling for a protest for, what he's calling for a march for, why he's going to march on the Capitol, why he's going to march into Wilmington, Delaware. And yet he wants to compare himself to the great people. We're marching for this guy to be a better Pookie. We're marching for him to stay unemployed. We're marching for he can keep on with this IRS fraud. This is what we're marching for. I mean, it's ridiculous. And I mean, for Umar Johnson's sake, it's actually unfortunate because if this wasn't today, 2025, if this was back in 2020, 2021, Umar Johnson would have probably had a bunch of guys out there marching. You guys remember the Goonie Goons and the good guys, all those fractions that was in the Umar Johnson sector? You know, the people that were doxing people, sending people to people's houses, creating the Craigslist ads, pretty much saying that these people were his enemies, were gay and all that stuff. You remember them? Now, they would have got out there and marched. But these aren't those days anymore, Umar Johnson. What you have now is a shadow of the empire that you once had. Not only do you have less followers, less people supporting you, more people just making fun of you, or they're making content about your scams. So it's a couple of categories. It's people making fun of him. It's people just making fun of his scams. It's people just looking at him like he's wide-eyed and crazy, or people just looking at him like he's that racist. But there's very few people in your former empire that takes you actually serious. This is why when you go out to his events, there's less of a crowd. Now, he used to have like these people behind him that will make these crazy videos. And I'm about to show you guys one of these videos because I already showed you guys this video when I opened it. But let's get a sample of the craziness that was going on Umar Johnson's behalf. What these people were out here doing for Umar Johnson on the internet and how crazy it went. I mean, we had the good guys that had your boy Poetic Flacco from, No Jumper. He was out here doxing people, sending people to people's homes. Flacco had that Craigslist ad thing going on. Then we had these other people in the Goonie Goon squad who was adjacent to the good guys. The Goonie Goons, the big squabbles out there. Let's take a look at the videos that they used to put up for Umar Johnson. I mean, it was like the Wild Wild West when they were fighting for Umar Johnson back in 2020, 2021. I mean, if you came out against Umar Johnson, they will dox you. They'll find out where your kids stay at. They'll find out where your parents stay at. I mean, where your kids go to school at, where your parents work at, where you work at. They'll find all that out. Let's look at this video right quick.
Hey, Mr. Dr. Umar Johnson, we got them, bro. You don't let us say no more. The Goonie Goons, man, everybody had a bone gap and Kish Cash Deal. Yo, we ride the Chicken Necks and all the Goonie Goon Goons. We doing this. Team Infinite Tuesday.
Looking forward to seeing all my brothers who ride with me, my Goonie Goons who ride with me from Chi. The brothers in Chi ride hard. They hit me up. They say, Doc, if you have any problem, call this number. We not playing. You understand? We will do time for you. We will die for you.
Worry about why Mr. Principal Dr. Umar Johnson ain't made his school yet. You know how to fucking make bricks? You know how long it takes to make bricks by yourself? Fuck wrong with you? The nigga gotta make fucking bricks. You gotta teach. Teachers teaching. You know how hard it is to teach teachers teaching? So they can go out and teach? Nigga making bricks like bricks, not cocaine bricks. I don't even know, sand, dirt, and the other stuff that go on the brick, and you make it. He gotta make bricks, then he gotta teach teaching. Y'all hating on the man who the foremost voice for black folks everywhere where people live at. We ain't going for that shit, man.
Lee nor honor, we got to get his ass. Lee nor honor, we coming for you. Oh, we coming for you. Oh, we coming for Lee nor honor. Oh, yes. Gerald, excuse me, his name is Reverend Girl, Girl. Reverend Girl.
So the good guys are gone, and the Goonie Goon squad is gone. So who's marching? What, 99% women, 1% man? You know what, whatever. But Umar and his team better figure this out fast, because Umar has bigger problems in the city of Wilmington, Delaware. I mean, we have that former FDMG employee. He's been seeking his compensation over that lawsuit. He's been up at FDMG. He defaced the mural. And when I checked, he was up there in 2024. He was up there in 2025 looking for Umar Johnson. So Umar Johnson is now saying, hey, I'm protesting in Delaware this day, knowing that Don is looking for that $3,000 that you owe him, that the court said that you had to pay him, but you said you're not going to pay him whatsoever. So you have Don out there looking for you, who's going to be putting his boot up your, you know what. That's why you stay next to that rental car when you're recording. And you're going to just say, oh, yeah, I'm going to be out here this day protesting. I mean, you got the city of Wilmington, Delaware. You got former FDMG employees looking for you. I'm pretty sure your daughter's still looking for you. Is it a good thing just to be throwing out where you're going to be at on a certain date to protest? Now, if you think Umar Johnson isn't lazy, doesn't pay his bills, if you don't think that he doesn't respect the courts, well, I want you guys to listen to Don. Now, Don's going to talk to you guys about Umar Johnson in their court case. Now, this is going to be a short story by Don, but he's going to pretty much explain to you some of the things that happened between Umar Johnson and him during that court case, which in the courts were in favor of Don, so Don won $3,000.
Umar, you owe $3,000 to me, and you failed to respond to the courts. Umar, we had court, and you failed to appear to court. And then when it came down to me supposed to be, receiving my my dividends from you, you tried to go to court, and you tried to defend yourself on a hearing that had nothing to do with you defending yourself, because you was late, you was behind, you neglected it. It was all because it was my reward. It was my rewards. This hearing was for my money from you. It was to determine how much the judge was going to give me my judgment. And you tried to come down this day and have a trial and have court for yourself. They looking at you like, no, you had your time. This ain't about you. So you talking about you want to do a protest on the situation that you already knew about, and you waited for the last second to try and rectify with an email? No, they want their money. $40,000 to an email? No, we want our money. As a matter of fact, no, we don't want to let you know nothing, because we've been told you about this money. You know about the money. So now what we're going to do is show you white power structure. White power structure show Umar Johnson that we are not your constituents. We are not your black family. We're not playing money games. Give us our money. And what Umar said he's going to do, we're going to fight to get our money, and we're going to pay them their money.
So he's neglectful. He's lost. He shows up to court whenever he feels like it. He's angry because the bank accounts are frozen, which is something I looked into, and I do believe that's the city of Delaware doing that, not the FBI, maybe the IRS. He's falling behind in payments. He's embezzling money, but this fool wants us to march on Wilmington, Delaware. Now, somebody actually reached out to the city of Wilmington, Delaware, and they received a response. Now, I want to go check this out right quick. So by now, everyone should have heard about this already, and it's pretty much Daniel Walker. I believe it's Dniel T. Walker, and he pretty much gave a statement to a YouTuber called Basic Black. Thanks for the content, by the way, because he gave this, pretty much exchange between the city of Wilmington, Delaware, the governing body, and Umar Johnson, who's lying about paying taxes, who's lying about a lot of information. And it reads as such. It says, unfortunately, the statement made by Dr. Umar is simply untrue and inaccurate. The city of Wilmington has issued numerous communication concerning the two properties, and the communications from the property owner has been infrequent and scarce, which means Umar Johnson has been avoiding them pretty much. To ensure that the properties come into compliance with existing regulations, this is true of our approach to every property in Wilmington and ensures our buildings are safe and constructed adequately. We have a process to follow. In the motion notice we received, he received is another step in the process. So it goes on but they're pretty much getting to Umar Johnson being communicated by them, but he's never responding. And to clarify the timeline, now we can go down here to he's clarifying the timeline, and the timeline goes back to October 2024. You can read that for yourself if you want to. January 1st, April 25th, not April 25th, April 2025, August 2025. So they've been reaching out to Umar Johnson. They've been reaching out August 5th. They've reached out to Umar Johnson, and he just haven't been replying. He's not replying to anybody. He's not taking care of business. He's not doing it. But he has the audacity to hop online, sit in the car, sweating in the car, in another rental car that he's using this tax. He's using his nonprofit to buy these rental cars. He's in another rental car. He's probably writing it off on his taxes too. In another rental car, pretty much saying that Wilmington, Delaware is lying, while Wilmington, Delaware is saying that he's lying. Now I hope the city of Wilmington, Delaware, I hope they do get a higher body of government involved in this whole thing, just so we can get an audit done. There has been no audit to FDMG. He's only one person on the governing body, which is Umar Johnson. This place needs to be audited because I'm pretty sure Umar Johnson is embezzling the money. This is just my opinion, but as you look through what he's done, what he does as he travels and all that stuff, him being unemployed, the minimum wage that he pays for his child support, when you add all this up, the hotels, motels, eating out, when you add all that up, you know where the money's going. It's common sense by this time. So everything Umar claimed that he did was a lie, but we need a march. Marching on behalf of this fool to be a better Pookie, who's unemployed, who doesn't want to pay the bills. But speaking of his Pookieism, let's take a detour, and this is going to be the final detour I take for this video, but we're going to go to the courts of Philadelphia. We're going to look into more details about his child support and all that stuff. And I want to do this final thing about, just getting into the child support. Also, I'm going to link this in there too as well, because this is actually important. And there's 6 situations where bank accounts can freeze your accounts. And I want to go down to number 2. Now it says court orders or a legal judgment. Now right here, if a creditor or government agency has obtained a legal judgment against you, your bank can order to freeze your account. This is what I think is happening with Umar Johnson. I'm going to link this article, but let's get into the court paperwork. But I think this is what's happening with Umar Johnson. I think the city of Wilmington, Delaware has a court order. They froze the account. I'm not sure if the IRS is entirely involved, but I do know the city's involved. The city's heavily involved in what's going on with Umar Johnson. He thought nobody can touch him, but the city of Wilmington, Delaware is really showing him what's up. I do hope the IRS is involved. That way they can do an audit of, the cash apps and all that stuff. That's my hope. Maybe I need to reach out to somebody and, send some information to see if the IRS can get involved so we can finally get an audit done and they can put out some auditing information. Now, as we get over here to Umar Johnson's, information when it comes to his child support court, and let me get over here. Now, as we get over here to Umar Johnson, and when it comes to this, now you can obviously look this up. It's public information, but there's 3 dockets with Umar Johnson. I believe it's the first baby mama. This is the second one right here, and I forgot what the other one was for, but I'm not even going because it was. I forgot what it was, but it's nothing to do with the baby mamas. I don't think it does, but we can go right here, and it goes all the way up to the first of this year of 2025, which is an interim order in effect. Which is I had to look this up, interim order, but the interim order is a conference is conducted by a conference officer who is a court official. The conference officer will collect various information from both parties, including demographic, employment, income information, and will calculate the net incomes of the parties. So that happened on the 2025, the first of the first month of 2025. But as you go down, you can see all this other stuff. Or look here, order to appear at the conference. Okay, going down, but I want you guys to look at this. 2022 generic order. 2022 generic order. 2022 7/15 2022 generic order. What does the generic order mean? That's them saying that we don't know what he makes, so we have to base his child support off minimum wage. Let's see. 2022 order to vacate bench. Okay, so there was a couple bench warrants ordered against him, and they vacated those bench warrants. Going down. Now, there was one I really wanted to look at, and it's kind of like reinforces what I was saying about Umar Johnson, and this is why all these generic orders were issued, you know, in which he's paying minimum wage. And it was, let me see, where is it at? I know it's in 2021. Let's see. Here you go. 1209. So this is the end of year 2021, going into 2022. Defendant Umar Johnson ordered to seek and report employment. He's avoiding employment. He's avoiding reporting employment. This is why he doesn't take any money from the nonprofit because if he doesn't report that, he doesn't have to pay more on child support. He just spend the money out he wants to. This is exactly what Umar Johnson is doing right now. By avoiding putting that stuff on paper, his baby mama doesn't have any proof that he has more income coming in, even though he's embezzling all that money. I wonder if the baby mama can actually ask the judge to audit FDMG. I wonder how that works. You know, that can a judge get in contact with the IRS? Can the city of Wilmington, Delaware get in contact with the IRS? But that's all for this video, you guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. I mean, I know this is a long video, but I got to make it a little bit, you know, you got to jump in there. A lot of content creators have been very creative going after Umar Johnson, and I think he's been like one of the, I want to say top 5 I've seen going after Umar Johnson. And I want to leave some outro music. You know, I'm going to go, where am I going to go?
The scam was a long con. Get the donors to invest in a 20-year donation marathon. Oh, Umar was a sneaky little devil. He went to the Breakfast Club and the scam shot to a new level. Interview after interview, his popularity grew. Umar was on cloud 9. The conscious con man bragged about being related to people he never knew. He was Frederick Douglass' cousin, Marcus Garvey's son. Omar would lie to God as long as the scam continued to run. Big Bubba waiting in Umar's cell. I said, Big Bubba waiting in Umar's cell. Oh, FDMG scam derail. Umar now in jail, that big booty about to get nailed. Umar was his own worst enemy, video after video, exposing himself to the feds. The boy couldn't keep his mouth shut, self-snitching all over the globe. The feds were taking notes, the scam was sloppy, he didn't stay on his toes. Taxes weren't filed, bills going unpaid. Umar thought he was John Gotti. Too much cocaine up his nose, beaming me up, Scotty. Tax evasion, fraud, embezzlement, all the charges, the allegations are serious. Your attorney needs to get started. The plea deal is on the table. Sign on the dotted line. If you confess to your crimes, you might get less time.